Maka Biafra, we're putara ni onye ndu, Simon Efa,
Witness me, I want to remain in the street because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
United States of Biafra. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. All right, we continue to conclude. Our independence is here today. On behalf of the Prime Minister, His Excellency, Eba Simon Ngozi, the Prime Minister of the United States of Biafra, Therefore, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, His Excellency Eba Simon Ngozi, by virtue of the authority and pursuant of the issues and principles recited above, do hereby solemnly proclaim that the territory and region under the 40 confederated states of Biafra, together with her continental shelf and territorial waters, shall henceforth regain her independence and act as an independent sovereign state with the name and title of the United States of Biafra. So shall it be. The people of the United States of Biafra want to be free in a country where the police and the military are sworn to the Constitution and not to the president, head of state, politicians, or anyone else, where no man is above the law, where the police and military are empowered to question inhumane orders from unscrupulous politicians. And if such order is to invade a community and kill everyone there, they will say, hell no, what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? The United States of Biafra, as an independent country, joins the United States of America in proclaiming that all men are created equal. With certain inalienable rights, including the right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Can you scream? The United States of Biafra envisions a country where peace, unity, equity, and progress shall prevail. My fellow Biafrans, let's join hands and make it a reality. God bless you, and God bless the United States of Biafra. Eba Simon Ngozi.
Struggle for the pilot.
At this time,
Someone not the pilot. Go to hell again.
At this time, we are going to call on the Chief Justice of the United States of Biafra, Attorney General Iwuze, to confirm this declaration.
Okay, let's read it. Yeah.
Fellow Biafrans, I hereby mention the 40 states of the United States of Biafra: Aba State, Adoka State, Afema Igoromigodo, Ahoda, Abaki Poro, Alanso, Aludo, Anioma, Branem, Calabar, Ebonyi, Ebube, Edo, Eda, Enugu, Epie, Esan Igoromigodo, Ezani, Iden Igoromigodo, Idun Ibon, Igala State, Ibani State, Ika State, Ikemba State, Ikom State, Ikumisia State, Idayanan, Iwere State, Iwuroha State, Odumegu State, Obuya State, Ogoja State, Orabueze State, Ohuku State, Okiwe State, Omambala State, Olu State, Owerri State, Kwa State, South Atlantic State, Uroba Isoka State. Welcome to the 40 states of the United States of Biafra.
Injunction that become low. What the fuck?
Thank you. We have heard of all the grievances that have been read here today. The untold hardship of our people that they have gone through, the lives that the lives that have been lost, the lives that we are still losing. As a member of cabinet, I stand here to affirm, on the basis of the grievances and of the referendum, for our forefathers, for this generation, for the next generation to come, I affirm the declaration and restoration of the United States of Biafra.
Freedom is all we want, and freedom we get. Many, many sacrifices, many pain and sorrow, but here we come. We take them for our praise, 'cause we don't care for the sorrow, tears and the blood. Oh yeah, take the news around. Tell them say Africa don't free. Tell them say Biafra we don't go. Tell them say we don't open the gate. All right. Open the gate of
It's okay. Just raise it. Yeah. Fellow Biafrans. Okay. Is he talking? Is he what? Hello, fellow Biafrans.
Please hold on for the national anthem. Silence for the Biafra 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 national anthem.
Yeah.
BDF anthem, please.
Unless you understand your role in society, you can never ever make any meaningful contribution. According to the Greeks, there are three types of people on this earth: the idiots, the tribesmen, and the citizens. People don't know the meaning of the word idiot. They think it's an insult. It's not an insult. When the Greeks used the word idiots, they did not use it as a curse word. Idiots are people who just do not care. That is the original meaning of the word. If they write exams, they will cheat. If they are in government, they will steal. An idiot does not care at all. If he eats banana, he throws the peel anywhere instead of putting it in a trash can. According to the Greeks, some societies have more idiots than tribesmen and citizens. As I used to say before, Nigeria is full of idiots. Idiots. Before, Southern Sudan fought a war for 30 years. 30. Our own was only 3 years. Only our boss. 3 years only. Everybody ran away. Only 3 years. We don't want to build men that at the slightest sight of difficulty they run away. We want to weed out all the chaps. We need those that can sustain. Those who are relentless in the pursuit of our freedom until our freedom comes. No retreat and no surrender. How do you get them?
Buying and selling has put us into wait and take business in anything we want to do. Whatever that will take us time, we don't want it again.
Nobody wants
the problem with people.
You know your people, at the slightest sign of difficulty, because they are used to buying and selling, they will run away.
Somebody is telling me here, he doesn't want to even go back to that zoo safe or whatever.
But I said something before. You must understand this. The greatest task on this very earth is to get a black man to reason like a human being. The same way, it's just like trying to keep an Igbo man away from gossip. Hey, it's impossible now. Come on, for goodness sake. How can you keep an Igbo man away from gossip? Oh no, please, give me a break. Anywhere there is gossip, you find them there. Gossip, the gossip is sweeter than honey from Igbo man. Gossip. Unverified rumors and gossip is like honey to them. That is how hard it is trying to remove the bottle from the mouth of a baby saboteur. Is as hard as trying to get a black man to reason properly.
All right. So we are reading from the book of Obadiah, from chapter 1 from verse 10. He said, "For violence against your brother Jacob, for violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever." Are you all listening? Let me repeat it again. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10, say, "For violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever." All of you have seen the way the people who claim to be fighting for Biafra, you know that this is a special week we are, okay? What has happened today? Some of them, all the things they have done in the past, they have gone back to it and start taking glory. They are taking glory. After they wage violence against their own brother. Let me read from 11. In this one, go to Nigeria. "In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers carried captive his forces, when foreigners entered his gate and cast lot for Jerusalem, even you were as one of them." Hey! Are you people following? The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 11 say, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers, Fulani government and their politicians, strangers carried captive his forces, when strangers entered his gate, when strangers entered our land and they cast lots for Jerusalem, even you, the people that claim they are fighting for Biafra, even you were one of them. Even you were one of the strangers. Even you were one of those who have come to carry the forces captive. You, those who say Simon Ekpa is their problem, Simon Ekpa will remain your problem. Those who say Biafra will not come, you will not live to see Biafra. Or for Aijaga. I told them, Nkita na church Bosowa de Anjo. I am not a gentleman. Do not think that I'm a gentleman because I have been voted as a Biafra Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. I am not that kind of Prime Minister of a state that is an independent state. A Prime Minister is a Prime Minister of freedom fighting, of a country that is in exile, still fighting for freedom. So do not think, because I'm wearing suit, you will do anyhow and you go free with it. No. I'm a no-nonsense person. And I will hunt you with everything in me, legally and otherwise, when I want to. So those who make Simon Ekpa their problem, Simon Ekpa will indeed be your problem. And everything that follows me will be your problem. It is very, very funny that some people, after having had the opportunity to sit in a meeting with me and know how I handle things, they allow the devil to possess them. And they begin to make mess of themselves. They fired the first shot, they failed. They fired the second shot, they failed. And they know that I never miss a target. I never miss a target. And I will never miss a target. I will strike when you least expected.
All of us Biafrans in the Debunking cabinet, the Defense of Homeland, the Biafran Liberation Forces, the Biafran Army, we have vowed in our life. We are going to continue this same call, this same place that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has. Nobody will stop that. I want to let Biafrans know that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has set all the structures in place for Biafra restoration from the beginning to the end. So only one under his leadership, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Anybody that is confusing anyone or telling you there is another, no, there is nothing. There's just one, recognized by His Excellency Simon Ekpa. And we can pray. Once he has that communication, Biafrans, we understand that Obato Obie does not take no crap from nobody. No matter who you are, you must respect that authority. That authority is the only thing that can protect all of us. But we thank God, somebody said this is a transition period. If these things does not happen, Biafrans will not know who is following our Prime Minister, who wants him to fail, who wants him to be out. So this moment is ordained to happen so that Biafrans will know who is who in this restoration process. So on that note, I welcome everyone to this fundraising. The finance department is going to figure out If our fundraising is going to be weekly fundraising, it's going to be bi-monthly fundraising. That information is going to come to us as quickly as possible. We must maintain, we must continue to do whatever our Prime Minister wants us to do to raise the money we need to source to fund our struggle. And we will continue to do that without adding any extra stress on Biafrans in any form or shape. That is why the Finance and Budgeting Department will take it from there and inform us appropriately when our fundraising is going to be going on. So on that note, I welcome everyone. And we are going to declare this fundraising for the United States of Biafra open. Again, like I've said, there's only one instruction, one order. There's only one place. The legitimate fundraising for the United States of Biafra, Briggy, under His Excellency Simon Ekpa, will go today. And that is the New Dimension mandate. That's the only approved account. And then the account that's been approved in Homeland. So when you click on the New Dimension mandate, you scroll down, you will see the Homeland donate account. And we're already getting a lot of reports that the Homeland people are donating to that account. Thank you so much, Homeland people, for following that instruction and making your donations as we are getting updates on the donations from the different 40 states in Homeland. Thank you so much. On that note, lives, how New Dimension Media has saved their lives. You will see all that when you go to the website www.newdimensionmonday.org. Those individuals spreading lies on social media, either they know, but they want to continue to do what they do by using the name of Obato Obie to go and start propagating lies to unsuspecting Biafrans who may or may not believe them. But one thing we know is that they will be relegated to the trash can of Biafra history. That is where they will end up in. As our own I don't know who has said, and as our finance minister has said, our Prime Minister is fully aware of the functioning and the modus operandi of New Dimension mandate. All the people that are working on the back end of New Dimension mandate, our Prime Minister is fully aware of them. So when they say that our local bank account is tied to an Islamic bank, this, that, these are all propaganda. And I tell people, Biafrans do not discriminate against anybody. We are a nation that upholds the dignity of every individual. We uphold the equality. We uphold the rights of every citizen. Biafra and New Dimension mandate makes the world a better place. So those individuals that comes out to castigate other tribes, other religions, they are not part of building of Biafra. Even our own leader, Nnamdi Kanu, when he was in prison before, he paid for Hausa citizens to gain their freedom from the DSS dungeon of Nigerian government. Nnamdi Kanu did that. So anybody that comes out today to create that division between Biafrans and the Hausas or anybody, that individual is not propagating the message of either our leader Nnamdi Kanu or our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. These are non-entities that have no place in the history of the United States of Biafra.
That's right.
Going around deceiving, non-suspecting individuals, getting people confused, getting people to think negatively about what our Prime Minister has set up and has approved.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me on this morning program. I welcome every one of you that have connected wherever you are connecting from. I thank you for being part of the program. Please like and share. Share to family and friends, share to your neighbors, share to everyone that is close to you. Wherever you are joining from, I appreciate you. I welcome you to the eve of 2025. Today is the last day of 2024. Don't forget that. It is eve. And as we speak, many people are doing their New Year resolutions. Before I proceed, I have to remind everyone that is watching us, either you are watching from TikTok, or you're watching from Facebook, or you're watching us from YouTube, wherever you are connecting from. This platform where you are watching this program is a platform that is under the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and under the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the control of Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. That is where this platform stands. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack people or individuals. We do not come here for saga. We do not come here to stand against any race or religion. What we do is to preach the gospel of freedom, to educate people about the situation in Biafra land and in Nigeria as a whole. We are here to encourage all those who their freedom have been taken away from them, more especially the Biafrans. We are here to encourage them and remind them of their legitimate rights, the right to self-determination, the right to self-defense, and the right to life. These are inalienable rights that you must hold strong and never give it up. My fellow Biafrans, once again I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. Remember, this morning section is always an interactive section. If you want to join us on stage to make a contribution, if you're watching from TikTok or you're watching from Facebook, you want to make a contribution in this platform, I urge you to join us in the Vidhaba channel on YouTube. That is the only place you can join me on stage. If you cannot come to YouTube, wherever you are, type your message. Once I see your message, I will respond to it. But if you want to make a contribution for the whole world to see, you come on the Vidhaba channel, which is where I'm hosting the program every morning, and you will make your contribution. The only thing that qualifies you to join me on stage is for you to be a human being. We don't have any segregation. We do not de-associate from ourselves from anybody. We interact with everybody, regardless your belief, your race, your religion, and your ideology. You are welcome. All you need to do is to click the link on the comment section and you come in and make your contribution. Say your prayers, ask your questions, and share your opinion with us. Nobody knows it all. We are all learning and we are open to understanding and dialogue. So if there is something you've been hearing about the United States of Biafra that you're not convinced about, come on and ask your question. If there is something that is confusing you and you want to know about the United States of Biafra, come and ask the question. If it is a question we're going to attend to, definitely we will attend to the question. And I bet you members of the cabinet are watching. Every department that we have are ready to answer your question. If I can't give you an answer, I will make sure that I get an answer from the department that is concerned and they will attend to you. This is an opportunity for you to express yourself, more especially Biafrans. If there's any confusion you are having, feel free to come in and ask your question. My fellow Biafrans, today I use a topic which says the beginning of the end of all sabotage in United States of Biafra, with Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ngozi Orabueze live. The beginning of the end. Every one of you have to know and remember that today is the last day of 2024. As from tomorrow, a new page is going to be opened. And yesterday is gone. All things will become new. The United States of Biafra is going to step into a new year tomorrow. Every one of us that has made it this far you have every cause to thank Chukwu Okike Abiama for making it possible for you to get this far. You did not make it this far because you are smart. You did not make it this far because you are special. You did not make it this far because you did something extraordinary. It is by the grace of God that you were able to make it this far. So many people who started with us in January could not be able to take it to December. So many of them were very intelligent, were very careful, were very rich and educated, but yet they couldn't make it. So you can see it is not because you are smart, not because you did something special, but it is the grace of God that made it possible that you be here up to this minute. And for you to make it this far, you have every reason to thank God for that. Thank you, Chukwu Okike Abiama, for making it possible for you to make it up to this time. And we believe by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama that he will take us into the new year. In some hours' time, we will be in the new year. In some hours. It is not yet done. It is not over until it is over. In as much as we have some hours to go, you must be very careful wherever you are, more especially in Biafra land. Any place you find yourself, you must be very careful. Some people will not still make it into 2025. Take it or leave it. There are still a lot of people that cannot make it into 2025. It is sad, but it is the truth. But my prayer is that every single one of us in this platform today, wherever you are watching from or those who are going to watch later, you are going to make it into 2025 in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Almighty God will give you that grace to step into 2025. This dying minute is very, very important. More especially those of us Biafrans who are pursuing the cause of freedom. If you are a Biafran in Biafra land, please be extra careful in these few hours. We have some few hours to go for us to say goodbye to 2024. Some few hours. But I tell you, these few hours is very crucial. If you are careless with it, you might be surprised you will not make it into 2025. It is not yet over until it is over. Wherever you are, more especially in Biafra land today, always know that we are in a war situation. We are in a war situation. Do not marry and forget yourself. Do not drink and forget yourself. Eat and forget yourself. No. Do not party and forget yourself. In Biafran territory, we are still in a war situation. And you must be very careful. So many enemies are against us, the Biafran people. Since the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra, a lot of war has been ignited. So many enemies have been activated. From that 29th of November up until now and going forward, it has never been the same. For those of us who are in this struggle and actively in this struggle, every one of us can testify that it is no longer the same. Approach has become different. If you're very careful, you will find out that you have lost more friends and also gained some friends. If you're very careful, you will understand that the threat had increased. If you're careful, you will know that responsibility have increased for every Biafran, both old and young, poor and rich. Do not ignore the signs you are seeing around you. I am much concerned about our Biafrans in Biafra land. You must be very, very careful. It is not over yet. These few hours that we have to walk into 2025, you must be very careful. We are going into the beginning of the end. 2024 is coming to an end. And I bet you we have recorded a lot of achievement in 2024, regardless all the temptations. Regardless all the extraordinary temptations that are coming from east, west, north, and south, 2024 will never be forgotten in the history of Biafra. 2024, Biafran cabinet, Biafran government, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, did tremendous job. He was able to push us. We successfully registered Biafra before the whole world. Many international and diplomatic moves were made. Biafra was placed in the highest place, a position that Biafra has never attained since the Civil War to date. Biafra today is discussed in the highest places in Washington, D.C., in the amount of people that matters. And the Biafrans came together unanimously in 2024. More than 50 million Biafrans came together and they voted on self-referendum. This is the referendum we've been crying about for a very long time. Mazen Nandekanu spoke and begged the Nigerian government for referendum. Mazen Nandekanu literally begged for referendum for more than a decade. They ignored it. So many organizations told Nigeria to conduct self-referendum for Biafra, they refused. But in 2024, the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, took the bull by the horn and went into the self-referendum. When we started, they laughed at us. They said, oh, this online self-referendum, what is it going to do? They started online government, online self-referendum, come on the ground and do it. Many kind of blackmail propaganda, they talked down on us, but our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, never moved. As always, he will allow you to make all the noise he can while he continued to do his work. While they were busy gossiping and ranting, we took the self-referendum on the ground. When evidence began to come, videos began to emerge, pictures began to emerge of how the self-referendum was conducted on the ground. It was amazing. You know, initially they said, oh, it is only people that are living abroad that are talking about freedom. That the people in homeland are not part of the freedom. They are not in support of what is going on. But surprisingly for them, when we started the self-referendum, the highest vote came from the homeland. Homeland had the highest vote. Men and women, old and young, they all voted. There were evidence on pictures, evidence on videos. They voted online and offline. And that voting, self-referendum, got international recognitions. The self-referendum got international recognition. People began to speak about it. Organizations began to commend it and ask Nigerian government to recognize the referendum. But as always, you know how stubborn they are. They pretend not to hear it and they ignored it, thinking that they can bully us to stop what we are doing. But the more they try, the more we have reasons to fight on and continue to do what we are doing. The Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, took the bull by the horn and we conducted successfully self-referendum and recorded more than 50 million votes. And every one of you remember the question on that very referendum card. Do you support the United States of Biafra to be on their own? And everyone voted yes. That mandate was handed to the Prime Minister, to go ahead and declare. And we proceeded and planned until a date was fixed. While the date was coming closer, the enemy struck because they knew. They know very well that our Prime Minister, cannot be cowed, and he's not going to stop. They knew and they saw how serious we were. What did they do? They couldn't wait anymore. They went ahead through the pressure from other international committees, and they forced the Finnish authorities, local authorities, to go after our Prime Minister and restrict him from being part of the convention. They thought by making that move, they're going to stop us. But unfortunately, for those of you who started the program with me, you saw the program, the video I played, how the Biafran people refused to be stopped. They tried to stop us. They tried to see that Biafra was not declared, but I bet you Biafrans showed them that they are unstoppable. We showed them that we cannot be stopped. Biafrans came out in numbers across the world on the 29th of November under the guidance and leadership of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, COS. She was able to pull it off against all odds, against all the attacks. Attacks were coming from east, from west, from north, from south, from men, from women, from all angles, doing everything they can to stop her from declaration of Biafra. Attack was coming from inside and outside to make sure they stop her from that declaration. But I bet you, even in the absence of our Prime Minister, it even gets better. The Biafrans went ahead under the leadership of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. She was able to pull it off. The declaration was made on the 29th. It took the world by surprise. While the enemies of Biafra were planning on what they're going to do on the 2nd to stop the declaration, they have already started making their moves and their plans. And while they were on that path, Chukwu Okike Abịama raised a lioness. She stood her ground. And when you see her speak, I remember the message of Mazen Nannekana that when you see women come out, the end is close. And I say, that is the beginning of the end. When you look at the declaration, you saw that the women were the ones that piloted the declaration. Women were in the forefront of the declaration. You can see them. Against all odds. And you ask me, are there no men there? Mazen Nannekana asked the same question. Are there no more men in Biafra land? Now you begin to understand. At a time, Mazen Nannekana cried out. He cried out. He was looking for men to join him. He was looking east, west. There was nobody anywhere. And this time, you saw the people who claim to be DOS, COS, or whatever they call themselves, or whatever. They disappeared. It occurred again. When it came to a time of declaration, as Mazen Nannekana prophesied, that when you see women in the front, you understand that the time is near. That marks the beginning of the end. And we saw it. Just go through the declaration over and over again. You see that women are in the front. In the declaration, they were all there. The activities were performed literally by women completely. When you look at the program, 80% of what transpired on that very place was done by women. And you can understand the strength of the Biafrans. You can understand the strength of the Biafrans. You cannot stop what Chukwu Okabia had planned. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. It doesn't matter what title you give to yourself. It doesn't matter what you claim to be or what you claim to look like. Chukwu Okabia can use anybody to do what he wants to do. When God wants to perform his miracle, when he wants to do something, he can use anybody. It doesn't look on how clean you are, how righteous you are, how strong or how weak you are, how poor or how rich you are. It doesn't really matter. When the hand of God is on you, you can do and undo. When the hand of God is on you, you can do and undo. When we say Biafra is a motherland, now you understand. Will you still have a doubt about Biafra being a motherland? Will you still be having a doubt on Biafra being a motherland? You saw our women, young and old, they were there, championing the declaration of Biafra. In other way around, when you look at, you see on the majority on the side of those who want to stop the declaration were men. Does that strike anything to your head? Does that say anything to you? Majority of those who were trying to put a stop to the declaration were men. Majority. While majority of women were in support, and they were the one upholding, standing their ground that it must be declared. Is it not funny that women were ready to declare and men were postponing it? That's so funny. But I thank Chukwu Okabia, to God be the glory. It all ended in praise. And today here are we. But it baffles me that after watching the clip that emerged from this very convention, after going through the clip and the whole world watched it, it's not as if something that is done secret. It is not a cabinet meeting that we always hold. This is an open convention that the whole world attended. After watching everything that played out, you don't need somebody to interpret to you what transpired. You don't need anybody to interpret to you. Yet, some people came and they begin to push a different narratives to confuse themselves. One of the narratives I saw from some of my comrades that I respect before. These are some comrades that I have worked with. We have broadcast together, we stay on the same platform, and we propagate Biafra. In truth, today, some of them are speaking from both sides of their mouth, lying. They have lost their sense of reasoning. And when you see them, they talk, you just see, it's just like somebody defending the Zoological Republic, defending Nigerian government. That's what they are doing today. When you see these people, these fake cabinet that are being formed, these fake people that went away from the structure of Moses Simon Epa, when you see them create their own narratives, what I see is Nigeria, defenders of Buhari and defenders of Tinubu. That's what I see. When you see the media representative of Tinubu or Buhari speaking, you know how they speak. The more they speak, the more foolish they look. There is no way you can come to international stage and defend Nigeria that will not be ashamed. That is why every sensible person distanced themselves from Nigeria. You saw Kemi, an Oduduwa lady in the UK. They were forcing her to defend Nigeria and do PR for Nigeria. And she said no. That she has nothing to do with the terrorist country Nigeria. She doesn't have anything to do with it. That she is a Yoruba lady. And Yoruba she remains. No sensible and intelligent person, nobody that has conscience will associate himself with that name, Nigeria. Anywhere they find themselves, they distance themselves. That is the only way to make people take you serious. If you want to maintain your dignity, your sanctity, you must distance yourself from the zoo. I'm just trying to say this to show you how these people today look. These people today that are associating themselves with the fake group, they associate themselves with lies, that have refused to fall in line with the United States of Biafra. When you see their arguments, you look at it, you begin to imagine, where have they left their senses? The attitude of Nigeria is completely embedded in them. In the system of Nigeria, before you can be able to function properly, you throw away your brain. You empty your brain, you open your brain, take everything that is in it, empty it and throw it away. Then throw it in the trash. Then you come and operate in the government of Nigeria. That is why you see a professor rigging election for an illiterate. A professor will come and rig election for an illiterate. A professor will come on and rig election for an illiterate. In the same vein, you will see people who are supposed to be educated pushing narrative that doesn't make sense. And sometimes when you see them speak in their conventional media, you begin to wonder, where are they? That is why in this issue of the United States of Biafra, you see people who claim to be educated, professors, doctors, after flying to Finland to go and declare Biafra. They told the whole world that they have declared Biafra, that now we are the United States of Biafra. Now they turn around and say, no, we are no longer United States of Biafra. We are in Brigi. That they are still in Brigi. You see the joy in the heart of Biafrans. The declaration was made before the whole world. The flag of Biafra was raised. Biafran flag was raised before the whole world, and everybody was happy. The declaration was very clear. The United States of Biafra, from the 29th of November 2024, we cease to associate ourselves or represent ourselves as Brigi. We represent ourselves as the United States of Biafra. Declared. And most of the people today who have gone back to Brigi signed, they put their signature. If you listen to this very program and play, you hear when the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, said, go and put your signature, and she went and signed. Today, they are taking themselves back. And when you see the narrative, I begin to imagine, where did they keep their brain? Some of them came and they said that the man who read the grievances of Biafra, there was a man who read the grievances of Biafra, or whatever they call him. They began to push a narrative that it was that man who read the grievances that declared Biafra. They began to drag who declared and who did not declare, who declared. And when you begin to see the things that they are dragging to confuse them, so you begin to imagine, were they really fighting for Biafra, or is there anything particular they were looking for? Every one of us saw how the event went. We saw how the declaration was made. And I don't know what they think. Do you think that Biafrans are so dumb that they do not know a difference between A and B? A man came and read out the grievances, which was what our Prime Minister told us in hand, that before the declaration, the grievances of Biafrans will be settled. Even our Prime Minister read those grievances in advance. And in order to make sure that that very protocol is being followed, the grievance, he was called upon to come and read the grievances. Just like some people were called to make one speech or the other, there was an assignment for everybody. The Deputy Prime Minister cannot do everything. But when it comes to the main declaration, we saw it. The Deputy Prime Minister stepped in. And when she stepped in, she said, on behalf of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, Oputobie the Dragon, on his behalf, she is reading her speech. On his behalf, she is signing the declaration. And even in that declaration, a document was signed. Documents were signed. That was what Mazi Samonego told us. He said in that very convention that many documents were generated that's going to help us to know where we are and where we are going. But unfortunately, even though you didn't go to Finland, after watching the program, how the whole thing went, somebody is coming to drag who declared and who did not declare. Somebody is telling you that he's still in Brigi and he is not in the United States of Biafra. And people are still paying attention and listening. It is funny. It is really funny. And I can only equate them with the media group of Buhari or Tinubu. Nigerian sections, the idiotic intellectuals in Nigeria, that is the kind of people we've encountered in this very Biafra today. But I thank Chukwu Okike that they have been sent to where they belong. They have finally they have been sent to where they belong completely. They took themselves away. And when I remember that, I'm happy that today we have sane people who are sane. We have a government that will run as a government, building institutions, not building strong men and women. Today is the 24th. Everything will become new from tomorrow. Some hours to go. We have made it. Our women has made us proud. The Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi took the bull by horn, stepped on toes that men are afraid of stepping on. And here are we. We must appreciate her and pray for her as we enter the new year. We must appreciate ourselves and pray for ourselves as we enter the new year. As we have made it this far, we will definitely see 2025 in few hours to go. You're welcome, my beloved sister, Nkole Amaka. You're welcome. Go ahead and speak to us, Nkole Amaka, if you're there. Let's hear from you. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
May God bless you.
Bless you too.
I really appreciate this, your program. I really appreciate God because as I was listening to your message, I was saying in my heart, Lord, please, may your spirit convince men of truth, because the Lord Jesus told us that you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free.
Absolutely.
That men will know that and understand. Because what you're saying is real. I wonder when people who went there declare Biafra coming back with another motive. I begin to ask myself, I mean, all this while we've been struggling to have a declaration, Biafra. Now, God Almighty made it possible that this Biafra should be declared. Why then are people going back again? I can't just understand. I pray that God, in His infinite love and mercy, to open their eyes, that they may know the truth and the truth shall set them free. That they will also join the train of this great nation. This precious nation God Almighty has decided to liberate from the hands of the enemy. So, my brother, thank you. Right on with your program. God bless you. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, my beloved sister. I appreciate you. Bless you more. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching, it is so heartbreaking. If this was done in the secret, it would be a different issue. We have videos everywhere. There are evidence everywhere. Those who are attended are speaking about it. Celebrations are going on, and yet, the same people that spent their money, spent their time to fly to Finland and make the declaration are coming out today to tell us, no, it is no longer that way. One of the most disgraceful things that happened in this very convention, one of the shameful things that happened there was when the one who called himself, the fake one, the one that have double name, I don't know what to call him, the double named man, came out on this very stage before the whole world, where Biafrans unanimously came together and made a decision. And you came and you want to impose a different thing that somebody told you, that you told somebody is going to be on the 2nd. And when you see the way he was speaking, you will know that these people lack knowledge. That what are you going to tell the people in DC? Were you the one that told the people in DC that we are going to inaugurate on 2nd? It wasn't you. Were you the one that went to DC and tell them that we are coming? It is not you. It is the Biafran government. The Biafran government told Washington, D.C., gave the message that we are about to declare Biafra. And it is the duty of the government of Biafra to decide when, how they can change time if they choose to.
Yes, sorry, excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead, my sister.
I was even asking someone, I want to help because I know several times, several occasions, our PM, Mazi Simon Ekpa, kept saying, if care is not taken, Biafra will be declared before 2nd.
Exactly.
He kept saying it. He said it several times. That having seen what is happening, the situation of things, I can declare Biafra before 2nd December. I know he said this several times, which they also heard. And now, at the end of the day, God made it possible that Biafra should be declared before 2nd December. What is their problem right now? Why are they angry? Oh, God. My dear, because right on, no, don't mind them.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But,
horrible agents of darkness.
I don't know. I don't know what they take us for. Biafran people are very, very smart people. Mazin Nandekan in one of his messages said that Biafrans are the most difficult people to convince. But once you convince them, they can't go back. They can't go back. And there is one thing with we Biafrans. You do not force us. You do not command respect from Biafrans. You earn it. You must earn your respect from Biafran people. That is the way it works.
That's true.
The reason why you see Mazen Nandekano today is like an image that nobody can be able to cover. The reason you see people every part of the world today talking about Mazen Nandekano, even his enemy, is because he earned his respect. Today, people are ready to put their life on the line for him. Mazen Nandekano, at no point in time, never forced anybody to follow him. He never forced anybody to obey him. All he was preaching is that hard message. That thing you don't want to hear, he will tell it to your ear. Those topics you don't want to touch, he will touch them. When Mazen Nandekano pick the Igbo people and talk about Igbo, you will be surprised. You'll be wondering, is Mazen Nandekano an Igbo man? In one of his messages, Mazen Nandekano said that any organization you form and you put that name Igbo, it will not succeed. And he gave a challenge to go and look. Every organization Igbo, go there, you will see trouble. You see problem, confusion. He called them out and called them out and called them out. When you listen to some of those messages, they are very hard messages, but they are truth. And it is those kind of message that wakes up a black man. If you don't hit them hard, they will not listen. When Mazen Nandekano was preaching about Oduduwa people, some people misunderstood him. They thought he hated Oduduwa. Some people fought him until the Oduduwa people began to reason with what in line with what he was saying. The same Mazen Nandekano was the person today who gave a handshake to Oduduwa and established the friendship we have today through the Oduduwa nation, of which Koiki came and confessed about that Mazen Nandekano created that union and introduced Mazen Simon Ekpa to them. And Mazen Simon was the only person Mazen Nandekano introduced to them. Mazen Nandekano didn't stop there. He went to the Middle Belt. He preached and preached and preached until Middle Belt came and apologized to the Igbos. The video is still out there. And they came back. He went even as far as the north. The northern Hausas begin to agitate for themselves.
Yeah, it's true.
The northerners begin to agitate. He didn't do it with power. He didn't come to tell us how rich he is. He didn't come to tell us how educated he is. He never came to introduce himself or how big he is. He earned that respect from us. And this was why the Department of Sabotage, the DOS, that was why they lost the battle with our Prime Minister. Because they were busy commanding respect instead of earning it. Why Mazi Simon was busy earning respect, listening to Biafrans and answering relevant questions. The Department of Sabotage were busy talking about command and control. Oh, don't talk. Why must you say this? Why? No, I am the one. I am not. You came yesterday. Why they were busy talking and talking. Mazi Simon was busy earning respect from people. And today you can see the way Mazi Simon is being celebrated. Mazi Simon started from, when he came, he never introduced himself. He was a broadcaster, just like where I'm broadcasting. Mazi Nanekano saw him and took him along. And they fought him. Up till, for so many years, none of us knew his portfolio. Mazi Simon did not come to introduce himself with the portfolio. Everything we know about him today was people that went and began to dig them out, attack, and before people begin to know who he is. How connected he is in Finland. Unlike the people who come to project themselves today, they want to come and show us, telling us when they bought Maserati and how many million they have borrowed Biafra and how rich they are. And you think that will make Biafran to respect you. You are a dreamer. Instead of that, making Biafran to respect you, to make them to distance themselves from you.
Yes.
Even today, as we are speaking, go and look the kind of message they are preaching. Why Dr. NgoziOrabueze is busy putting things in place.
Amen.
Answering questions to Biafrans, directing them on what to do, focusing on it. They are busy pushing propaganda. And you see what is happening. Every single propaganda they push backfires on them.
Yes.
Look at the video they brought out. They want to come and tarnish the image of the innocent woman. They brought out a video to show the people that, oh, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, Mazi Simon said that she doesn't have the right to take decisions. But they forgot in context of which that very video was released. In context of that statement was made. And even on that video, when you watch the video, you begin to see their evil agenda openly on that video, exposed. The evil agenda was exposed. You see the trouble, how they were fighting Dr. NgoziOrabueze, even while our Prime Minister was there. How they disrespected the Prime Minister. The same video also revealed that the person that Mazi Simon was concerned most is that Dr. NgoziOrabueze to protect.
Yes, you are right. It's true. Don't mind them.
Whom the God will destroy, he will make them deaf and dumb. They won't understand what they are doing. That is why I tell people, all things work for good to them that love Chukwu Okikabia.
Yes.
Every propaganda they bring, at the end of the day, it begins to work for our own good.
Yes. Genesis 50 verse 20.
Exactly. When you are saying the truth, you don't need to do much work. The truth cannot be covered. The only people that spread themselves much is lie, because when you tell one lie, you need 1,000 lies to cover it up. You'll be busy looking for another lie to cover it up. Sometimes you begin to tell lies that even your own child will tell you, just like Liar Muhammad. Liar Muhammad, his own child, his grandchild was asking him, Daddy, why are they calling you Liar Muhammad? He came to me and said that people, his own child, grandchild was asking him, why are they calling you Liar Muhammad? That's when you have lied and lied and lied that they can't hide anymore. Up to this, that somebody will come and say that the Deputy Prime Minister has no ID card, that she didn't register for ID card, that she discouraging people from having ID card. What a shame. A lie from the pit of hell. And the Deputy Prime Minister came and showed her ID card. Everything was in place. They are busy pushing lies, destroying themselves, thinking that they are destroying our Deputy Prime Minister or destroying the United States of Biafra. Today we are in a government. If you are not part of the government, I have said it. If there is another way you feel you can get your Biafra, please get busy with that your way. We don't have any problem with you. Mazen Nandekano through each open. If you know what you do to go and get Biafra, go ahead and do it. Our Prime Minister Mazen Samaneko said, if you know what you will do to get Biafra, start doing it. If you get the Biafra before us, we will meet in Biafra. If we get it before you, we also meet in Biafra. At the end of the day, the law will take its course. If there's any way anybody have fallen short in the course of pursuing Biafra, you will face the law. If the law finds you guilty, you face the full wrath of law. If the law said that you've not done anything wrong, you're good to go. But where the problem is that when you have nothing to offer, you are not offering anything, and you are busy destroying those who are busy doing their job, distracting them. Will not allow you to succeed, and you will not go scot-free. You will never go scot-free. It doesn't matter how you try. It doesn't matter the angle you're coming from. It's just like the announcement that was made about the recruitment. People have been writing rubbish about it, talking, oh, why must you announce in public that you're going to recruit? Why must you do this? Do that? Oh, where have you seen this before? And they forgot that we are in a government. And in case you don't know where you have seen it before, Mazen Nandekano have done the same thing. Mazen Nandekano, before the whole world, announced that any Biafran that is in the Nigerian force or police, resign, I will give you double salary. Give a full number, call, and we direct you on what to do. He didn't do it in secret. It was in the open, in the media. Mazen Nandekano did this when we didn't have a government. We didn't even have a government then. In that case, you can call that illegal. That one can be questionable. But now you have a government that has been declared. You even have more rights to make open recruitment. Now you have more right to make open recruitment than then. And some of them have forgotten that Master Simon Eko made an announcement. He said that whenever we are going to do recruitment, I will announce it. You are going to see it on my platform. He said it in black and white. Some of us are not following closely. That is why sometimes when they ask that question, I just keep silent or I respond. Because if you are following, there are certain questions you will not ask. Master Simon Eko made it clear that when the time comes, he's going to announce it and recruitment will be done. Chukwu Okike Abiyama is using the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, to sanitize the government the way it should be. Just like Mazi Simon Ekpa was used to sanitize the struggle and bring us to declaration. I bet if Mazi Nandekano was there, maybe we would not attend to where we attend today. Because the cabals build their wall around Mazi Nandekano. This Department of Sabotage, the DOS, they caged Mazi Nandekano, and that is what this group we are trying to do against Mazi Simon Ekpa. But unluckily for them, Mazi Simon Ekpa could not be caged. And the only reason why they could not cage Mazi Simon Ekpa is Dr. NgoziOrabueze.
Amen.
That is why when you watch that clip very properly, you see that in that cabinet meeting, everybody was attacking her. And Mazi Simon Ekpa was surprised and asked. In one of our cabinet meetings, which I attended, he was asking, what has this woman done? And they couldn't mention anything.
Oh.
They couldn't mention it. Even in the video they released. In the video released, when you look at the questions Master Simon Ekpa was asking, you will see surprise in his face. What has she done? Nothing. Even when they accuse her falsely, she still say, I'm sorry. And the one that has double name that is claiming to be what he is not was pointing out an issue that had been settled years ago.
Mm.
And when Mazi Simon asked him, why would you be still nursing such a thing in your heart? Something you said you don't have any problem with her, you don't have any issue, but why would you be talking about something that had been settled years ago? And his response there baffles me. He says that he's not Christ. He's not Christ who forgets. And if you imagine,
and he can't even be Christ forever. He can't.
Can he be?
Shameless people.
Oh my God. It is so sad. It is so sad. But Biafrans, we must not lose faith.
Yes, focus. Backward never, forward ever.
Forward ever.
We will continue to move forward.
Let nobody think that nothing is, everything is in place and progress. There is no going back. Everything is progressing. Dr. NgoziOrabueze is busy 247. Sometimes I wonder how she managed to cope with the meetings.
May God keep her, bless her, protect her for us.
You see? She's very busy. We are supposed to be praying for her.
Yes,
it's not for her to take the role of a man.
We do pray for her every day, every time.
The role that men are scared of taking. She's stepping on toes that men are scared of stepping on. You can imagine where men we are suggesting to postpone the declaration, and the woman said we must declare.
So she on ka PM ya say alumere.
Men we are busy saying let's postpone, and the woman stood her ground and said we must declare. Instead of not to declare, we declare it earlier. And yet, today people are looking down on her. But I thank God that she has been able to develop thick skin.
Amen.
And that is how you know the people that are chosen.
Yes. Mental our Mazin Namdekan, our supreme leaders, we must implement mental toughness. This is the stage.
Yes.
Stage of mental toughness, spiritual toughness, physical toughness.
Her mental toughness is top notch.
Amen.
It's top notch. What she's going through and what she's facing, the way she's handling issues is really baffles me. It's just like the program she held when we had a town hall meeting with Asia. When some people came there to bombard her with some senseless and useless questions. Why some of us in the media were trying to protect her, she said no, that she will respond. And when you listen to her response on that program, my God, nobody that watched that program from beginning to end, I remain the same. Anybody that watched that program and her explanation from beginning to end, and you still continue to argue, those people can never be redeemed. They can never be redeemed. When I look at the arguments these people bring, sometimes they don't even want responding to. They don't want responding. These are people, I was in the media with them. We had meetings. We stood on platforms and we broadcasted. Things that were spoken against in the past are the things they are supporting today. When they begin to make their illustration, I begin to wonder, where is their mind? Where is their mind? All of a sudden, none of them know the function of the chief of staff. All of a sudden, nobody. I say what they are saying is they are just replicating the attitude of Nigerian people. That is what they are replicating in the issue of Biafra. You see, Nigerian people, when you talk about restructuring, a politician in Nigeria will tell you that what is restructuring. He will pretend not to know. The last thing he will tell you, go to your village and talk to your local government. Go and talk to your governor. But every sensible person knows that when you talk about restructuring, it is regional government. Let every region begin to run themselves. You don't need any spiritual interpretation or any rough. No identity. Regional government. That is what it is. But go to Nigerian House of Assembly and say it. One person will stand up and tell you a different thing. This one will come and interpret just like the same thing. Some idiot, the way people are misinterpreting the Bible for their own selfish interest. You see it in Christianity. Many people misinterpreting the Bible. They just interpret it to favor that their selfish interest, that thing they want to do at that moment. And they want to convince people to believe them. And that have made many people to lose their faith today. And they are talking from different angles. But by the special grace of Chukwu, this battle is not our own project. The project is not our project. It's the project of Chukwu. And because it is his own, only him know how he will complete the project. Some of us might be looking at a strong man. We'll be looking at strong men who will come and fight for you. On a good day, you will see a different thing happening. Because the hand of God is there. But once God is leading, you don't have to stress about it. Things will begin to unfold by themselves, just as it's happening today. Just wait and let us enter 2025, and you will see what is going to be happening. Already, if they told you that Dr. NgoziOrabueze can be able to stand this pressure and defeat a whole strong people who claim to be strong men around her, today they disappear to thin air. Some of them claim to be in charge of the media. You have media, you have followers. You see how all their followers disappeared.
Amen.
Because you're standing on the lie. You're not telling the truth. If you are standing the truth, that's the only thing that can make you to have influence on media. It doesn't matter how many people you have. Once you tell lies, Biafrans will desert you. If you like, have millions of followers, they will desert you. I pray that every one of us focus. Don't get distracted. We must focus. You're welcome, my beloved brother Akonye Wetere. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My brother Akonye Wetere. Go ahead and speak to us. Let's hear you.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, my beloved brother.
I may be speaking English because I'm in the midst of people. But I will use Igbo mostly. So I thank you for that, sir. Like a legend. Besides, the majority in the Lagos saga of the Igbo, who did how I can use using, and also to our US. My suggestion, in accordance with Ihile Food this morning, that today is the last day. Na Aro Anong 2024. So the title in area I correspond with your preaching. So more last suggest to our COS and our media. Nala Bahana 2025. Let us stop saga. Then, when they cook up their story from their own end, to my suggestion, Owola Agale me COS and fight, or la COS get decide the Agala media briefing once in a week or once in 2 weeks. So any of their propaganda bring out. So you will compile or potassium. That media briefing is to debunk everything. Let it come from COS direct. Then you 247 Obi-Wan and the rest of the whole media are that within the week, even in 2 weeks interval, within that 2 weeks interval before COS are there for debunking of those their fallacy and run. Una they dig information because here need not preaching. All these things are like whoever that even our Biafrans will just come to their senses. It's when you come with a superior argument. Una let preach like Simon is a preach that time. Nam this is the preach here. We are into this. We are on the line of recognition now. You dig information like all those countries that declare their independence in exile. How they push through their legal means and their lobby means and get countries to be recognized. You push it, it will make people. Then people that will come, you see our people that are good, that are expertise in those areas. They will come to your platform and buttress the point. Then a day will come, you come and push for the reason why we are to be Biafran. That are the things the government happen that because yesterday platform before network kick them out. More these people are all this indecisive, will I call them indecisive follower of this struggle. Majority of them is from the homeland. And data and the system all around our homeland.
Oh, you're right. I agree with you.
Many people put out to have and then can on Lagos here by 4. So that hold up again hold up again is loser. So they know our homeland then have time of their own. When they get one Oga the 20, 15 at the school. 15 of Bohadas just go out to have one certificate because of intimidation. Let me say 10 did they go up to avoid intimidation. Only 5 years at school were going to business. And all the people who go to school make a ladder to business. The Bundi ko wagu the educational field. So how like that say go on with every voraciousness normally. So all those things you have after one day take it a baby to debunk about rubbish halako. To carry rope to tie goat and carry goat to tie rope. Ndị mmadụ si na ha nchagbu ofu ihe as well as la eriri la goat be available and eriri la goat na mgbagidere goat eriri ka ọ hapụ imebi ihe mmadụ. Onye declare Biafra na onye ledi ihe na-emebi isi bụ ndị ala aja egechara asịrị na ndị Nnamdi Kwurie si na ịkụ asịrị na ọ na-atọ ndị Igbo ka nnu. Since the day ha bidoro that thing, I cut them off both online. Amam kasi now maybe due to sharing. Their channel will just pop up, but I will not care to go even listen to them. I will not care to go even listen to them because what they are saying is rubbish. If I've been able to follow this struggle from the day, let me say from the day time on see that 29th of November, what else do I want? Who else do I want to tell me the truth? So that is my suggestion. Then, can I come back to Israel today? And they are no one how with the intention. Please, what this thing now, maybe now, how disrupt this declaration I made that day. A disrupt warrior. I'm just telling you, as an analyze it by yourself, how succeed there in disrupting that declaration. Emana Ngozi clone to Umuya as the deputy prime minister, they will not care. None of them are Saga. So Saga hala agba now dịka onye nwụtara mbara mana mbara enweti ya kugbuo ojiji ele aka mgbe ọbụla ọ garala akụkụ ọkụ ọ ga-amani elu. So ihe hala agba Saga anụmanụ bụ na ha ma ọka Chukwu siri kpuo ha okpu kpuchie ha ihu. So ebe soro ha now ọ dịka onye na-asa ahụ onye ara dakoro akwa ya kama ị ga-anọrọ abatrum ahụ kpọọ mmadụ ka ọ chụtara gị akwa esi na onye ara kụrụ akwa gị bụ nwatakịrị ka echu ya na ị ga-achụgide ya ọsọ jide ya onye la amagbu oge ga-asịkwara unu na-aba abụrụla ndị ara adala hala emi analize asịla nwatakịrị agbateela na gị nwa jos bido nke gị ebido n'oyi na onwe ha arala agba gị ya onwe ha arala agba gị. So let us leave these people there. Ha halakpọ ndị mmadụ achịkọta ekwu ọnụ ha nwa bụ achịkọta ekwu ọnụ ha nwa bụ achịkọta ekwu ọnụ dị na mmadụ. So bikonu and the media have one mbọ. After 2025, I say kwụsị Saga. Still fall back to preaching. All these things still in Nigeria. You put him analyze. When you put through your own analysis, go matter there is no hope in Nigeria. They are talking of Sharia law. They are talking of from Port Harcourt refinery back now to Warri refinery. All those things are the area of our concentration, not all this rubbish. Into their camp, how they started. So we all know where they are coming from. I told you yesterday that people do not sabotage intentionally. There are factors, there are things that make people to sabotage. People don't just become bad person intentionally. Though we know there are some people that are born with that evil mind. But most of the people that are doing evil today didn't intentionally went into it. Some caught themselves in the midst of evil things. Going back is now more difficult for them. The other chose to continue. Our families have said that But do you know you can be into a cabal without knowing that you are into a cabal? He did not answer anything because he knew that he's the headmaster of the cabal. He's the leading head of the cabal. So he did not answer. Many of them, if you now rubbish now, even let me tell you, even any 5 ago, all because of now fame on guru and that root of Toro because of the information where the whole thing in the door. Now, so they are now camping on those that are not involved because in that their group, let me say 10% of their group, after had the Linhemere, AG, Finland, AG, Caesar Simon, Noro, whether Mononangao, Monona house arrest. So all that are maho. But because of the information they feed the Goroha, they are now caught in a ticket. They don't know what to do. So they are now trying to play safe, follow along with them, are waiting upon the arrival of Simon, so that they will come and say, we would have followed him or followed her, but we are waiting for you. So let us, they are just non-existent. I don't know what to describe them with. So let us stop wasting our time on them next year. Let us stop wasting our time on them. Let us move ahead. Then COS, maybe I will ask, but if we're going to back end stuff and wait all the information, all the things, they're not because they are go corrupt. They are corrupt. They corrupt. And I'm not having the budget I told this line. The young with the investment. Oh, people will be like calling all because of investment on with it. Now Lagos not another place. Since we do Quebec, Mado Lake on your regular east. If you are like rice, over the 30 million, they will put on Mado. But in the mother affair, how I wish you know Ngozi with a full name. If Baba Morike, Ebola Baba, or what is the Mala system, yeah? But Orola, Kawanya like her, Utua, what are OCC? Oh, Kahana, Amaka, cover up, or later in if they are back here with you. I didn't waste time, even down. So one time now, block was everywhere and with Harley making them because if I really the drunk commander lady defending what is not defendable, quoting people out of context. They will keep shooting on them. They will keep leave them. They will be. I talk hand work or now. If Rapper 2020 who made that thing now, they will have no topic again. And work or because all who do have a many topic. American COS I got going to the law of before. But they have one now that within 2 weeks and work or.
Thank you so much, my brother. On that part, your advice have been heeded to. I bet you the Secretary of Information is watching and she's listening, and we have already gone to this part. If I look at if I discussed it already, so we are moving on, and we have not been into their saga. They are the ones sagaring themselves. We only respond when we feel it's necessary to respond. I appreciate that very advice you have given, and it is being noted, and members of the group is noting. Thank you so much, my beloved brother.
In conclusion, one thing in Choriku. O nwere film Osofia Uwezu Oke na Victor Sagumere. Ha dere zuo ori ka ndị mmadụ ghọta ihe nlekwu. Ha dere zuo ori ewu. Mgbe ha fụ na ori ewu a na ọ ga-emeghe ihe, ha bụrụ anụ ewu a kebere ndị mmadụ. Bụrụ obie na ebe dịgasị anya jee nye igwe. Igwe ala etila onye zuru ewu ala a ga-akụgbu elu obodo kịnịkọ kanekọsi dị kpọọ chief priest. Chief priest agbacha afa si igwe na isote ewu a. Akwe ma na igwe mechara gbuo ewu a nye onye nwe ya. All you have been Haleme, many of them now we had the guru. Hamazi Hageme, all you be here, he happened Darak, Hala, Korohedi Lego, Hadi Bego. All these people from the Haggard in the Bata, all because of them, Haggard in the Bata, he had no Nimian about the journey of those children of Israel from Egypt. Most of them got not happy. I swear to God, because everything that's for oh, let me say now, I'm see my own state. Or let's say no, see my own state and my own district. Or from to one years or so, Biafra, Gogo government or county chairman or district chairman. In Funeria vote. So, politics or Lago. On lack of Trump. I did go to information, Buputia. No, Eguna la. So, how my face? That's why they don't want the center to hold. And let them be waiting that when Simon comes, Simon will say, for peace to reign, let us, my arms are open. Let us forge ahead. Biafra is not our main target. Biafra is our number one target. But sanity is inclusive. We are not going to Biafra with people that are beasts. So that's my little contribution this morning.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother Akonye Wethere. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And we have a very wonderful person on this platform. I'm not sure it's the person I'm seeing. My beloved brother Okonkwo, is that you? A very heavyweight on this media. It's been a long time.
Yes, quite a long time, but I want to thank you, Mazi Shoes, for when I saw you. First of all, let me start to thank our Lolo and the princess and the most beautiful and intelligent woman. Wow. COS, I salute you everywhere you are, anywhere you are. And I want to greet Biafrans. And I want to thank also our leader, Mazin Nandikan, who has brought us this far. It is not by our own power we'll be here, but the universe took a body and entered a man and opened up a door for us to come this far.
Yes.
And also from there, he extended his power to Mazi Simon Eba. And here we are. And Mazi Shoes, you're a spiritual man. That's why when I used to follow you always, and people think that I'm quiet. I'm not quiet. I become a Majova on this. Come on,
yeah.
I always come when it is like this, during the time of DOS and Simon Eba. And that was when I played a very heavy role with you, Linda TV, Mazugo 247, and some other of our brothers.
Yes.
Some of our brothers that are speaking from the back of their side. But what baffles me is these people are in China, so we're not we all fought this battle, stood straight, and support of battle Simon by the PM to come this far. So, if you look around this, you find out that we have two kinds of human beings. We have low conscious humans and also high conscious human. The low conscious ones are those people who was a woman, two women that was narrated in the book of, I think, Solomon or Story of Solomon, the Judgment of Solomon, you know the scripture. The one who overlaid her child woke up and decided that the other living child should be divided into two. That considering that there is a destruction of life in it.
Yeah.
This is another kind of human beings, those who have low conscience. But the one who have conscience is the mother of that particular child that said, no, this child shall live and this child will not be destroyed. So because you know the importance of life and the importance of suffering and the importance of carrying a child in the womb. So in IPOB, we have this kind of individuals. Why I am so happy is people like you stood up, Mazugo stood up, and in Ila and if you look into it, you find out that the problem is intoxication of power.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Of power. People want power. And when you look these guys that want to show themselves, they only speak from their mouth. Their heart is in their mouth. You can see that anything they're saying is from the head and not from the heart. Then I ask myself, some of the blind Biafrans that are following this confused individual, let me say it today, ask yourself, what are their charisma? What are their what are the pedigrees? What can they offer to you? What can they offer to you? These guys that are making noise now, Orabueze. I said one time, I said, if you don't know what to say, if you're confused, you become a Okonkwo, because when it is too high, I shut my mouth. Nobody knows my mind. And I learned that there is power in silence. And the same thing I want the COS to use. When it comes to like this, Mazin Nanaka did not respond for Ucheme for. when it comes, there are many people that Obatobe did not respond to. Simon is someone that I worked with. I stayed with him, and I know who he is, and I know what he can do. And people neglect that this guy have a calling. And people neglect that he was ushered in from the universe in the land of Igbo land to deliver the people, not only Biafra. We talk about Biafra, we talk about generally, but especially for his own people. And Mazu Shoes, don't be surprised. This thing that happens have been there before. It's in the Bible. The Bible says that the sea turned it and come back where we come from. When Mazi Nankad was incarcerated or kidnapped by the Nigerian state, what happened? The DOS, so many of them begin to attack Mazi Simon Eba. Know ye that it is written before the child was born, a same day a dragon that will attack the child. So this Ngozi Orabueze, you see, she is called into this ministry, but you should not. I hear that now. Whenever time things now got through, I can wear a counterfeit. Anything that doesn't have a counterfeit, it is not original. Any footballer that has not been attacked means you are not playing good. Okay, so in all these mosquitoes and all these flies you see, all these bees that are flying, is because there is a honey around the corner bestowed on the body of this Ngozi Orabueze, this US. But Biafran struggle is not for everyone who does not have a spiritual mindset. You must be equipped to understand the Biafran struggle.
Yes.
I have people now just for them to be known, because they want to go on IPO Bioto pilot media.
Yeah, salary.
You still receive.
My brother, I didn't even know. Okay, I didn't even know that such a thing was going on. You know, where I don't call people, I don't really associate like that. I focus on my broadcast. Most of the time, from the time of my Nanika, I've always been independent. So I always like to operate on that independent level and come when it is necessary. You know? Yes,
it was we. Let me tell you, it was we, me and Gaddafi. Because Gaddafi recommended you a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so from there, me and Ugo, we pulled you into official, because even you and the Linda TV, to be sincere. So, and because of you, I started joining Linda TV, if you remember. So I started that because I like the way you analyze everything. And another brother that I give kudos to is Emmanuel Oremijus. He's a very great guy. Yeah. There was a video that Emmanuel Oremijus played, and I attached it to Mazugo 247 WhatsApp forum. And I asked him, because I don't have time anymore, to analyze that video very well. Mazi Simon Epa said, the PM said, you can be in cabal without knowing that you are cabal. Yeah. And Mazi, some of all these people you see that are jumping around, attacking Ngozi Orabueze, they didn't even know that the Okereku of people have already switched them into a cabal without knowing what is happening. And when I was in autopilot, when we're heavyweight, I don't even know this guy called Okere, for instance. I don't know him. I don't even know him. They don't know there are people who have sold their life for this particular struggle. They don't know that there are people. And now, what I also see that makes me cry is some of the people that call themselves the Biafran soldiers on the ground coming on the platform to show your face. When Mazi Simon is there or Mazi Nandekal is there, who are you to come as a Biafran soldier and show your face? And I saw one clip already yesterday where one people are threatening Finland.
My brother, how do you?
And I was like, no, Koko, you have to say something, because this is getting out of hand. So these are individuals. And one of the things that happens to these people, they don't need even to be educated before they becomes intoxication of power. That makes them a fool. These people that are following, they cannot bring you to the United Nations. They can't even compose a letter. They don't even know left and right. What you hear them saying is fundraising. I saw this in Kere of a person in Finland when he was laying a course on some people. Then I called one of my sisters in Nigeria. I said, this guy who is calling my boss. I said, Simon is not a boss to anybody. We are all fighting this. but God chose Simon to be in the front of this particular struggle. When this guy says boss, then it simply means that he's working for Simon to earn his wages. And I saw some of his gestures, how this guy jumps up and down like an ex-pastor who was sacked from Redeemed Church. I knew directly from my intuition that this guy is out of the point. Ego. I. So what I'm waiting for since all these days is when Nkere will come out and said, this is how much Biafrans. Please, if you're watching this, our program, it is Mazo Konkwo or Mazi Davis platform, Mazu Shooks. Share this platform. You know, I don't normally come online. Share this because we have to dig things out. This Nkere of a person, we are waiting for him actually to come out. Biafrans are waiting. The intelligent ones are waiting. People are talking on the side. And people are now digging out his profile to know actually who is this guy. The only thing we have done is he paid for Biafra platform where they did their, in Finland. He paid the hall. And that's the only thing he has done. That now what grants him to become the prime minister of Biafra, according to his group.
And meanwhile, he paid with the money of Biafra, not his money. Because in that account, $60,000 was there. He paid with the money of Biafra.
Not his money. Not his money. And some of these people you see that are attaching to him are people he has, you know, there's something we call hypnotizing. He first of all come and use the same money you gave to him to hypnotize you, and they start buying you people. When you listen to that particular clip that the man Rebijus on Lamentation 63, I know that chapter. Lamentation 63, I don't know if I'm right or not. This particular lamentation, Mazi Remijus played a voice where Mazi Simon is already cautioning this Okereku. And I also heard a clip where he was also talking to Sonia Barawa. You see that these people, they have already have a grudges against the COS right from origin, which Mazi Simon warned them about this.
I have the video here. I played the video yesterday. The video. You know the disturbing thing? Do you know that very thing? It was a video on a cabinet meeting. A woman among them was recording the cabinet meeting that was held with Mazi Simon Ekpa.
Okay.
They were the one that released that very video.
Okay.
They released that very video just to speak again, just to show the people that Dr. Orabueze does not have the power to take decisions.
Imagine that.
But in the process, they end up exposing themselves. I have the video here. Maybe I'll play the video so that you can see it. It was that video ended everything they are talking about.
And when I saw this video, I was like, oh, that was nice. The ones they started to show from their own side is when Mazi Simon said, in his absence, the something like that. They grab only that particular phrase and begin to publish it. Okay, in the government settings, when the prime minister or the president or governor is not there, the next person that takes over is the COS. If they know the policy, you go and check it. Even in military settings, people who don't know anything don't know. These people are intoxicated of powers, and many of them you see here. I know how they gossip against Simon Ekpa. I know how they talk evil. Their clips are still on the street. It was me. People like this are Jera of a person. I know what happened. I know it was me and Mazugo that brought him back. Even some of our Biafra people were saying, do not bring him back. Do not bring him back. I will not. I will never bow down. But today, I see my brother Jere saying some certain things, repeating the same thing that happened before. When he and Faith Ogala started dancing around after the whole incident, he still come back. If I am him, I will ask myself, what are this reputation of evil trending around me? I don't give a fuck. Because our life, we have sold our life. In this particular struggle, some of us have lost a lot of things. Some of us have paid our price. And somebody will come out, you want to draw all the whole people back because of power, creating cabals. They are in cabals, but they didn't know that Okereku have already joined them in his own cabal, and I see them falling. I don't know, I think you said you want to play a video or something like that.
Yeah, it is that video, the video you are talking about. Let me see if I can bring it up.
If anybody wants to join us, you can join us, because all these things has to end. And I am praying that God will release a lot of people that have a good spirit to stand for the COS. This woman is a woman that God has called. I don't come, Mazo Konko don't come. All of you know me, I don't come to talk something that I don't see. And I cannot tell you that God visit me in the night. By their fruit, there are many people that are on this struggle. You are missing.
Go ahead.
They are missing the truth. You have to design what is happening and also diagnose those people that you are following. Some of us, you see, that are on this internet broadcasting to you, you think that will have anything. No. But there are some people you follow, people who know the strategies of where you're going. The Bible says, for those he called, he choose. For those he choose. And when they predestinate, there are choosing ones in every organization, in every time, in every decade. You cannot just follow anybody who smell money. You know, the problem is people, when they smell money, 300 euro every month, right? So how do you think you will lose it? Somebody who is in convert, changing euro to the money, you know, and they're telling the person to stop, it's not going to be possible. All these people use...
You're not going to stop.
They will not stop. So it's like taking a breast out of a child or out of a lion's. They will bite your hand. And that's what you see they're doing. They're preventing and, you know, using their head and their local carbohydrate mindset to block things. And the gossiping. Mazin kind of see they will gossip, and at the end they will all destroy.
Yes.
Blood of the people is what you're taking. Nobody has ever given me money. The only woman in this struggle that gave me and Mazugu ego is called Gloria Ugu. When my telephone has issue, by that time I was very hot. But some of people don't even know that we don't even have money. They think that they give us money. I saw some of the DOS people calling my name somewhere. I have received 20 million. And that's why I'm receiving 20 million. You know,
we go no. I don't know.
Nankere have been sharing money, and I didn't even know. And all this money shared, what I'm asking is, did Simon knows about this money? When people start to receive this money also, because some of us also who are talking that took this money, they didn't also open mouth. Did all better be know that you are placed on salary by the Nigerian Zoo through Nkere? You do know? You don't know. So what is occupation? What is he doing in the USA that makes him to be paying all the whole broadcasters?
I wonder.
And the two, Mazi Simon is still inside. I saw them declared, and I know they are in the election, and make him whether prime minister or whatever of Animal Kingdom or their group. You see, these things are invalid. The COS is Ngozi. The COS is NgoziOrabueze. And the one who has the call is NgoziOrabueze. And all the whole things we have seen, this woman stands to prove to you people. Every day, they are getting confused. Every day. You can't even defend yourself. All the whole proofs are coming out. And the third thing I want to say, and some of you who are thinking that Simon Ekpa is in prison, you are a gullible. If you don't know. No. I had when...
If anybody thinks that Dr. NgoziOrabueze is not getting information from that person is just a fool.
That person is an idiot, because listen, we are not in the zoo settings.
At
in
all.
The place, listen, I've been detained in Cuba. I've been detained also here. I've been there. You know, they can, in the Western world, this weird law is abiding. They cannot just carry you put inside when not being convinced or convinced. Now, it can be a suspect or anything, but the white man can never pronounce you a criminal. So why you are saying that he's in prison means that he has been convicted on what he don't even know and what you don't know. And Nigerian government also that it was even not Nigerian government. No, Nigerian government has no hand on these things. You know, it is a particular individual, some Biafran people that was bought. Because exactly. I saw Uche the other time talking trash. I saw her last time talking trash, talking stupidly. Uche Chikalona begin to blame the IPOB who are defending themselves to be the terrorists in Nigeria, then crucifying in and they cannot the third time. These are the gullible people and these are the idiots. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
We are fighting for people. Uche Chikalu is saying that the husband made us to come out and talk. The husband has put us into this. And look at, if you Chikalu say that she is still in love or still married to Nnamdi Kanu, this is a lie. Because her statement in that broadcast with the Patrick Ikem shows that she has taken money and crucified Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Pure. And the same people.
Her own case is even the worst. I don't like discussing her issue because the way she behaves, she's very, very senseless. For you to imagine that your husband, your ex-husband, is facing a charges, and now you are now supporting an intimidation of the same person doing what is it? Even your husband have done more than. When you talk about conviction, your husband did worse than what Mazi Samanekwa is doing. So if that is a crime, if what Mazi Samanekwa is doing is a crime, how can your husband be freed? How can you stand and say your husband should be freed?
Yes, because last time I listened to Uche Mefo, one of his clips, he said, well, look, Mazi Choose, I am not that man who condemns anybody. No, I still believe that all of us are brother in this very struggle, but doesn't make us to say that if I am a criminal, if you steal, I will call you a thief. I don't have my hand. So one of the things there is, all these people are our brother. Sometimes the truth comes out. Uche Mefo asked a question. He said, they are accusing Simon to be a terrorist. What is different from what our master Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also do?
Exactly. That question is genuine.
Yes. This is the same way they gossip to us. The same people, when we enter this in, they begin to tell us how wicked Uche Mefo is. How wicked Uche Mefo is. All of us to fall. Let me tell you, some of the things that we accuse Uche Mefo of, let me tell you, it was not true. I have to be honest. Because when I see people calling Ngozi Orabueze, people man has to call this struggle. People man that what they're saying is propaganda and they lie. They still return on it because they want to perpetuate the woman because they receive money, and that money now have taken their spirit. They are causing the woman that's supposed to be the original person. That is Balaam and Balaam story.
It's obvious, you know, my beloved brother Okonkwo. You know, it's the only people that are somehow confused are people that just started to follow this struggle yesterday. For those of us who have been there, following all the way from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we know all these things the way it plays out. You see this DOS, there is a way to operate. These are the people that chained Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you are genuine and you come there, they will blackmail you and make sure you are out. There are a lot of people they blackmailed, genuine people that wanted to help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There are so many genuine people that want to support, both financially and otherwise. They blackmail them. Once they see you that you are on a very higher level, either by education, in wealth, or you have more knowledge and wisdom, the same thing was it is only the grace of God that made Mazi Samanekwa succeed. For sure. They started the same blackmail. The same thing they have done to so many people that have come genuinely to support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They built a wall around him and drove them away. Yes, the same thing was what they were doing to Mazi Samanekwa. That was why after Mazi Samanekwa came on board, they were saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought Mazi Samanekwa from the back door. Can you imagine that? That he brought Mazi Samanekwa from the back door. That he didn't inform them. That why must he go and hold meeting with Mazi Samanekwa? You see, these are things that are very obvious. You know, it is really, really, really bad. I'm so happy. You know, many of us that are watching this program, you know, our brother has just come on board is my beloved brother Okonkwo. These are the people that we were in the media together. From Autopilot up to Briggy, and from Briggy, here are we today. These are men who were there and we saw it. That is why I tell you that sometimes when I see some of these people today that are talking, I laugh, I shed tears. It's painful. It is painful, but these are things that happens in this struggle. These are things that happen. It is painful. But at any point in time, and that is why you must not put your faith on a human being. I will advise every Biafrans that is watching, don't put your faith on a human being. Don't put your faith on anybody and say, oh, if not for this person. No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in one of his message, he said that the only person that he is sure will continue to talk about Biafra the following day is himself. That's the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say he cannot stand for his child, not for his wife, not for anybody. That the only person he is sure that when he wakes up the following morning, he will still talk about Biafra is himself. Because just like my beloved brother Okonkwo said, some people came into this struggle for their own personal interest, for popularity. They want to be popular. They want to make themselves known. They want to create that avenue whereby everybody will see them. They just want to have power. Let the people say that they're the one in charge. But those things are not interesting. It doesn't interest me. For how long I have been in this very struggle, if I was looking to be in a position where people are going to see me and be talking, it is very easy to do. You can have all it takes. I have all it takes to be in all those positions, but I know what I want. It is our collective interest. I know what I can do. I don't want such. All I'm looking for and asking for is the freedom of every single one of us. Collective interest of the Biafrans, regardless who is there. I don't care. I do not care who is there. What bothers me is the freedom of my people. Any way we can be free, anything that can make us to gain our freedom, that is what I'm interested in. It doesn't matter who leads. It doesn't matter who is in the front there. As long as you are following that structure, as long as you are building on that solid foundation that was led by the supreme leader, Mazen Nandekan, once you are on that, I'm good to go. I'm good to go with you. It doesn't have to be about me or about somebody else. No. And that is the way I keep my faith. And that has helped me to be able to discern properly. That has helped me to discern properly. I do not put my hope on any human being that without you it's not going to happen, or without this it's going to happen, or without me it's not going to happen. No. I believe that Chukwu Okike Abiyama can use anybody to pass the message. If by tomorrow I decide not to broadcast, don't be surprised the next minute you're going to see people who broadcast more than I do. Today, there are people that have come out today and they are talking, and they are doing much, much better than some of us who have been there for a very long time. When I make my broadcast, I focus, most of my platform is on Facebook and on YouTube. But when it comes to X, I don't always go to X. I'm not vocal on X. It's not that I cannot be able to open X or I cannot be able to do what is there, but I know I have to focus. There's no need being jack of all trade and master of none, getting occupied with certain things. And I also have my own private life to live. I have to make a living for myself. I'm not being paid for what I'm doing. It's a free will work that you have to do at your own leisure time and do what you have to do. Every day, at least, I spend more than 5 hours on the issue of Biafra on a daily basis. Every blessed day, I spend more than 5 hours on the issue of Biafrans. And still have to adjust time and do some other things I have to do. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching, please, as we are coming to the end of the year, as the year is coming to an end, every one of us, we must have to think back tonight. And even now, some people are already doing their New Year resolution, making your New Year resolution. While you are making your New Year resolution, remember, when it comes to the issue of our freedom, it will not be good for you to go into 2025 saying you don't know your left or your right. It will be very bad you get into 2025 still in confusion. You don't know who is right and who is wrong. That is sad. It will not be good. It will be much more appropriate for you to make up your mind and have your decision now. Don't have to tell us you are confused. You don't know where to follow. You don't know whom to listen to. And you are getting into 2025 with that confusion. It is not wise. Just as my beloved brother has advised us here on media, next year we are going to focus mainly on the recognition, talking about things that happen, exposing the Zoological Republic atrocities against Biafrans. That will be the main anchor of our programs. Sharing information across the world, telling the people why it is important that we leave the zoo. That we have been doing. We have to continue to do that and continue to support the United States of Biafra. And I want you to know, that there is no going back. The United States of Biafra is where we are, and there is no going back. It is forward ever and backward never. If you're one of those who is looking back, if you're one of those who is changing their mind, please don't. There's no going back. No amount of blackmail or propaganda will make us to change our mind. It is either Biafra or nothing. The only way to go is Biafra. That is the only way to go. Whether you like it or not, that is the only way to go. All we have to do today is to support in the best way we can under the United States of Biafra to make sure that things are working. Let us listen to these few clips from our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before we close up. I'm going to end early so that people can be able to do what they have to do. Today being the final day of the year, the last day of the year. I know a lot of people are going to do a lot of things. So let us round it up and then we go and do what we have to do as we prepare for the next day.
My fellow Biafrans in Australia and beyond. Today, why Nigeria are killing Nigerians who believe in Nigeria, protesting they are killing them, it is only Biafrans that have not fallen victim. For the wisdom of the government of Biafra, that the only thing we know is to protect the life of our people, we go to any extent to do that. And today, the political criminals are speaking. They like good things. But inside themselves, they know it is possible only by the Biafra government. Nobody listens to them. If we have called for protest, Ali Igbo will be burned. I am telling you, everywhere will be burned. But we said, we know Nigeria is not our concern. And because of this, the next 1 month, the 1 month lockdown of the government institution.
The truth that Nigeria is unworkable as presently constituted. I don't know why people cannot see it. I don't know why they are so foolish enough to comprehend it. I do not know if their foolishness is attributable to their poverty of understanding, their very low intellect, or the education system that Providence have decreed that they pass through in that hell called Nigeria. I don't know what it is. But you can now see that they cannot, with any degree of conviction, be classed as human beings. They do not reason. They don't know when to rise up to revolt. They don't know when to get angry. They don't know when to say enough is enough. All they do is bask in their own ignorance and stupidity. And that is why their life is one almighty misery. This program this evening, by the grace of Elohim, will bring home some truths to some people. That, as difficult as it may sound, as difficult as it may be for them to comprehend, we have always been right from day one, that the system is unworkable. Your PVCs are useless. If you rely on them, you will lose. And you've seen what they've done. They opened up the floodgates of Niger, of Cameroon, of Chad, and of Benin Republic in the north. Every Fulani enclave bothering northern zoo called Nigeria flooded into Borno, into Kanu, into Katsina, into Sokoto to cast their vote for their brother who is from Sudan. Complemented, of course, by underage voting. And people go about every day pretending that all is right and all is well. I am truly ashamed. I don't know why Elohim placed Biafra in that part of the world, to be honest with you. I am truly ashamed of people that claim they're intellectuals, but full of idiocy and hypocrisy. When it comes to IPOB, they speak. But now, they are silent. The zoo is falling apart. I have a message for everybody in the damnable zoological republic today. The message that I bring to you is a very simple one. If you're one of those who are tired of what is happening in the zoo, if you're one of those that spent years campaigning, that went out to vote, and your vote did not count, as I understand some of them were lamenting. When they saw hell, they ran away and they were lamenting very bitterly. If you're from the east, which is Biafra land, if you're from the west, which is Yoruba land, if you're from the middle belt, the TV land as well, I ask you to join IPOB, that we may set you free as well. You must join IPOB, that we may set you free, because the entirety of humanity is listening and they are waiting. They want to understand one very simple fact. Why can't you people behave and act like human beings? Why are you not enraged by the outrage of the cabal of APC and of the very backward Fulani regime running the zoo into the ground? Why can't you rise up? And I will tell you why this evening. But before I do so, all those of you that wanted a change from the change, all those of you that cried and pleaded with IPOB to lift the boycott, which we duly did, all of you that hoped that what you were exercising on Saturday, your inalienable right, as some of them tried to remind us, that ended up counting for nothing. If you're upset, then you must join IPOB. Only a popular resistance, only a revolution of the people against the corrupt regime can save you. Anything else is bunkum, pure and absolute rubbish. It doesn't matter if you're from Biafra land, from Ududuwa, from the lands of the Middle Belt. For you to be free, you must join IPOB. Then we'll help and save you wherever you are. As Biafra is going, everybody else is going as well. This contraption is unworkable. This contraption cannot work because it is full of evil men. Evil, evil men. And as they are growing, as Ohanese tried to do in our land, they are grooming baby saboteurs, baby traitors. They are grooming people to take over from them. Very sad indeed that people cannot rise up against tyranny. Everywhere else in the world, every other continent in the world, people rose up against tyranny. Only in Black Africa are we always finding it difficult to rise up. Those of us that rose up against tyranny, and they came to kill me, they killed my men. Some of you idiots, we are clapping and laughing. Do you now see how useless your lives are? Democracy is about establishing the will of the majority of the people. In your case, the will of that very majority was trampled, flagrantly disobeyed and disregarded. You were told that you are nothing. Returning officers were told the results to announce, or else they will be held captive in perpetuity. Resident electoral commissioners were held hostage under gunpoint to falsify and announce fake results. And you have the temerity to rise up the next day to go on social media to comment rubbish. That means you have no shame. It means you're not worthy to be called a human being. It means you don't exist. It means you're a complete waste of space. You must learn from IPOB. Had we boycotted the elections, they would have blamed everything on us. It is the
I want every one of you to remember these three words. Nigerians, we are no more. Southeasterners and the Southerners, we cannot become. And Biafrans, we must be. what are the declaration of the 2nd December meant to achieve? At least it is no longer a question of uncertainty. It is no longer a question of whether we are unsure. But I believe the message of the Declaration of the Restoration of Independent State of Biafra on the 2nd of December 2024 has penetrated even to the bone marrow of the enemies. So the question, and the big question, is what do we intend to achieve? They have mocked us that we are in exile. But what the truth that they are not telling themselves is that we are not only in exile. We are actually more in the homeland than what we are in exile. The truth they refuse to tell, which they continue to deceive themselves, is that every blessed Monday in Biafra land, we demonstrate that we are not just in exile. We also control the homeland. The truth they have not told you is that whenever we issue any declaration on either civil disobedience or the forceful lockdown of the Nigeria state institution in Biafra land, like we have declared from the 28th day of this August to the 26th of September, those who call us government, those who say we are in exile, will start crying. They will start all manner of propaganda, panicking, sending military terrorists in our land to try to, see whether we can change our mind, thinking that by killing our people, the pressure will, force us to change our mind. These are the things that they are not telling those gullible, idiot criminals in Nigeria that are believing in one Nigeria just because they have found themselves in a safe haven where they can commit crimes, international crimes and cyber crimes, and they will be bragging in their various communities for making money through crime. So they lie to themselves that, oh, don't listen to him, they are just in exile. Yet, each time we make any pronouncement, it becomes a problem to them. So the big question is, what do we intend to achieve from the 2nd of December? My supporters in the United States, Biafrans in the United States, we have at least 2 objectives. We want to achieve 2 things from this 2nd of December declaration. These 2 things are the delegitimization of the Nigeria state within Biafra land and the legitimization of Biafra government within Biafra land and beyond. Our declaration will cover all grievances against Nigeria, the injustices against Biafra people by the Nigeria state, the harms suffered by the Biafra people within Nigeria. This has a standard way of delegitimizing Nigeria as an existing state, and of course, legitimizing Biafra as a new independent state. These grievances, the Biafra government have constituted a committee called the Declaration Drafting Committee that is putting and penning down every grievances we have against Nigeria. And there is the latest one, which is the student loan. Many of you have seen in the news that they have approved a student loan from every geopolitical zone, but they excluded Southeast, part of Biafra. That is technically accepting partially the declaration that is coming on 2nd of December. They are already telling us to go. But what they have refused to understand is that they don't define our map. We define our map. It is not them. They are still using the colonial mentality of giving them the demography, changing the demography for them. This is 21st century, where the people are wise and we know our boundaries. We know our land. You don't tell us where our land is and come from Yoruba land to tell us where your boundary ends, or come from the Fulani Caliphate to tell us where your boundary end, our boundary end. No, that was then. During the time of Usman Danfodio and during the time of Babangida, where you use your military degree to do whatever you want. This time around, it is not going to work like that. We know our boundary. Our boundary has been defined by the Biafra government. Our state and institutions has also been put in place by the Biafra government. So our declaration is going to state very clearly the grievances we have against Nigeria, why Biafra has come to become a remedy. Now, I use instances always, making references to the United States. Just as in the 1776 of the U.S. Declaration, when they become a new state, then they presented this particular new state of the United States as the only remedy, the listed grievances for them to declare the independence of the United States. Biafra will be presented to the world as the only remedy to the insecurity that Nigeria has created in quest to bring the Islamization of Nigeria and, of course, that turn Nigeria into Islamic State. We are going to present Biafra government as a remedy to the United States, to the West, and to every other world power that cares to know. Part of the grievances will be the killings by the terrorists and the high-level corruption and political crisis that Nigeria has found itself today without any solution. Since the last election, which the European Union condemned, which the United Nations condemned, which the America condemned, and faulted everything that has to do with the result of the last election. Yet, they are recognizing the criminal who called himself Tinubu as the president. Because Nigerians are stupid. Nobody rise up against, because everybody have been captured and enslaved with terrorism. If you do the killing, the assassinating. That's why many of them are bragging. Whenever we talk, they say, Samanaka, come to Nigeria so we believe you. Do you know why? Because they think that we are going to be as stupid as those people that have killed in the past. Kensaro Wiwa, should we start mentioning them? Anybody that rise up to challenge the impunity of the Nigeria state, the terrorist state, they eliminate the person. What is the other name? The Yoruba man, Gani Kfawemi or whatever he's called. He was assassinated. These are people who think they can make changes within the Nigeria state. It's impossible. Even this criminal called Tinubu, he ran away. He would have been killed by the military administration then, because he thought that he can move, have any political movement, to change whatever he want to change then, before he came back to become the governor. He ran away to exile, and probably France, because I know he has a very good relationship with people in France. Now, just like the United States, we are going to present Biafra after 2nd of December as the only remedy to the political crisis in Nigeria today. We will present Biafra as the only remedy to the upsurge of terrorists in the Sahel. I am telling you, nobody will see what we are doing today as a government in exile and don't give us that particular opportunity. We have proven beyond reasonable doubt that as Nigeria as a failed state, the only remedy that will save the life of people and also save the interests of the West, because no matter how you want to say it, we still have to protect the interests of the West, which goes a very long way in making sure that our society still remain in a sane, we still remain in a sane society, both in conflict-wise, insecurity-wise, national security, and what have you. So Nigeria no longer function as a law-governed state, capable of resolving its current political and economic crisis. My people of Biafra, our declaration in December is providing a remedy, providing alternative to the Biafra people and to the world, and to those who have business interests in the area, in Sahel region, and in Nigeria as a whole, because this is going to affect them positively. So Nigeria have found itself in a situation where they have become incapacitated They are not capable of resolving every crisis that they are facing today. So the state is already a failed state. So what are we going to do in December 2nd? Our declaration will offer solution. And like I said, remedy, remedy, remedy to the economic crisis, to the insecurity, to the upsurge of terrorism, and what have you. And we believe that those who supported Nigeria to commit genocide against Biafrans in the 60s must be very ashamed of themselves today. Though we can see that many of them who are very corrupt, I am talking about those in America, for example, like, you know, some of them we have seen removing Nigeria from the list of, you know, a special interest of a state that you know, have committed crime against Christians, for example. Those who remove Nigeria without investigation, you know, they are struggling very hard, trying not to look stupid by their continuous support for the Nigeria, even when they knew that Nigeria is already a failed state. The more they try to revive Nigeria, following their fake diplomatic ties, and the more Nigeria will continue to fail them. So, my people, there is no two ways about it. This time around, we have come to outsmart the nomadic system of Nigeria. And of course, our aim and objective is to bring and restore true democracy in Biafra land, which will affect the entire region. After December 2nd, we will move to the next level, which I call the phase 2 of the Biafra liberation. Which
I want you to pay attention to this phase 2. This is where we are now. This is where what he's going to mention now, what the Prime Minister is going to mention now is where we are. Do not get confused. And when you listen the approach of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, you will understand that she is online. The Prime Minister is going to state the next phase, which is going to commence, which has already commenced, not even going to commence, it has commenced already. This is where we are. I want you to pay attention to this very part. This part is very important so that you won't be confused. You won't say you don't know what we are doing or where we are headed. This is this next phase we are. That is what our Prime Minister is going to speak about. Listen carefully.
This phase 2 will see the establishment and activation of the state institution within Biafra land, which is already functional as I speak. That will take over the Nigeria state functions. We take over the functions of other institutions from the Nigeria state, and that is the part of the delegitimization of Nigeria. And by announcing the United States of Biafra commitment to several international sanctioned principles, policies, and international recognized organization that Nigeria never had. We are going to make sure we approach every international organization that Nigeria has violated their treaties with impunity.
That is what
providing Biafra to them and presenting Biafra as a remedy and alternative. With what we have done so far, we have been able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that you can't forge any document in Biafra and present it anywhere. We have eliminated the possibility to forge document, unlike the runners and all the criminals in Yoruba land are doing. That's what they do. They make a living by forgery. So my people in the United States, for those who are very, very unsure of what will happen after December 2nd, I am telling you now, giving you a hint. Our declaration of independence or declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra will be expected to legitimize the Biafra government in the eye of other non-terrorist states. This is going to take a very long time, and it requires many diplomatic approach, political approach, and of course, it also requires commitment from the Biafra government, which I believe we are not shaking from that end. In turn, we will be expected to recognize Biafra, and we don't care how long this will take. This kind of legitimization of Biafra state will be culminated in the quest or in our request or appeal to other state and international organizations to recognize the independent state of Biafra, our grievances that we expected to be listed on the declaration document has been drafted or has been drafted by our committee on the declaration of the declaration drafting committee will include the grievance declaration, the institutionalizing declaration, and the commitment declaration. I want you all in the United States to listen to this. Very, very important. We are going to have 3 major grievances in our declaration document. And so, if you don't know what we are doing, we are fighting Nigeria academically, we are fighting Nigeria with brain, we are fighting Nigeria physically, and we are fighting Nigeria with gun. So let me repeat it again. I said, the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra will cover 3 major grievances. One is grievances declaration, institutionalizing declaration, and the commitment declaration. And this different declaration will be elaborated during the time of our convention in Finland. So when you come to Finland, you're going to have first-hand information, and you are going to read the history, be part of the history, and stay where the history is happening, so that you will not say they told you, or you will not say you watch it from the social media. No, you are going to be there. Those who are privileged to come to Finland, you will be there to witness this thing yourself, how it is done. So, and then after that, you know, when I made a video the other day to explain to Biafrans who will be expecting that immediately after the declaration, the police will disappear from Biafra, no, the military will disappear. Of course, most of them use it to do propaganda, which doesn't move us. Because the thing is that they don't know what we are doing. They don't have the information, and they will never have the information. And even if they do, they will never support Biafra. And we don't expect everybody to support Biafra. Like I've said previously, even this Finland, when they voted 88 over 100, you know how many that voted for Finland Declaration of Independence. So what I'm trying to say is that the United States, those Biafrans in the United States, all of you must understand that the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra in December is going to come with a heavy Edoakanon. Edoakanon to the enemies, both the outside and within. And so we are going to be taking a little bit step forward to the Edoakanon that is happening presently. It is a must. So those who think that Simon Ekpa is laughing at them or laughing with them, my brother, don't look at this laugh and this face. I have always warned, if you follow this face, you'll be deceived. I am not here with a clean eye, fighting for Biafra, fighting against Nigeria Islamic State, fighting against the terrorist state of Nigeria, Ejira Anyoma, and Osa Nigeria. Don't look this face, it will deceive you. I want to assure you that in the coming weeks on this lockdown of Nigeria institution is going to be a litmus test of what is to come. We will continue to prove to Nigeria terrorist state that they have lost every legitimacy to govern anybody in Biafra territory. That's our target. There is no other target we have. The reason why this 1 month lockdown of Nigeria institution in Biafra land is to prove to them that they have lost the legitimacy.
My fellow Biafrans, I hope you have listened to our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. This is to refresh your memories, to let you understand where we are and where we are going. The Edoakanon is going to continue. And do not expect that the military will disappear, the police they will still be there. It is a gradual process. The recognition is also a process. It might take time, but it's a process. The international lobbying and all that must go on, the diplomatic moves are already in place. The Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. NgoziOrabueze, is already in touch. That is why you see her creating every department. That is why you see her strengthening the government. You heard Mazi Simon Ekpa talk about legitimizing the government of Biafra. When you legitimize that government, every office, every branches must to be organized properly. That is what our Deputy Prime Minister is doing today, organizing the government to make sure that everything is in place. Every department will be functioning. Every section will be in order. And we are going to be going down even to the to the grassroots to make sure that Biafra is restored. It is a process. It is a process. I play this video to bring back your memory. Sometimes we forget. We occupy our head and our mind with other things. We have huge responsibility ahead of us. So wherever you are, as you prepare to get into 2025, you know we have a task. In that task, we must support the United States of Biafra under today the command of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi. We must support it the best way we can. If you know anything you can do to make sure that the gospel of Biafra continue to move, to make sure recognition is gotten, please do it. Support financially, most importantly. The New Dimension mandate is there for you to make your donation. Don't wait until the day of fundraising. You can make your donation at every given time, any minute of the day. Just go there and make your donation. It is for your future. It is not for anybody. You're not doing for myself. It is for the collective interest of the Biafran people. And for us to succeed, every one of us must put our hand together and work together for us to get to the promised land. I appreciate everyone that have been on this program from beginning to the end. We are going to end the program as many of us are already getting ready to cross over. Some are going to be crossing over before some. And I think Australia is almost crossing over, or almost, I think they have done it already. And some in Asia are going to be crossing earlier, while the people in Europe and Africa are going to be crossing later. And I think the last people to cross is going to be people in the United States. So it's a process. So I'm going to allow everybody to take your time and prepare. While you are crossing over, you must be very careful. Do not play too much. Do not forget yourself, more especially those in Biafra land. The security situation is still dicey. Don't get carried away. No matter what, don't get carried away. Always remember that we are in a war situation. May Chukwu guide and protect every Biafran that have been on this program. May Chukwu guide and protect our Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi. We pray that Chukwu guide and protect her. May Chukwu guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, the Dragon. May Chukwu guide and protect our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No weapon formed or fashion against us shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashion against Dr. Ngozi, the Deputy Prime Minister, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashion against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashion against our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate you, and I will see you again by the special grace of Chukwu Kabiama in 2025. We have made it, but be careful. These few hours can change things. These few hours can change it. Be very careful at this dying minute. Many people have lost it at the dying minute. If you have made it this far, please be extra careful so that we can all walk into that very new nation together. Thank you, and remain blessed.